What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. I am the House Hacking Mom and today's video is going to be all about the budgeting tips that you need for the year 2020. So let's jump right in. So if you're watching this video right after it comes out, Christmas has just finished and we're getting ready for the new year. It's the deep breath before the plunge and everyone is worried about their finances for the coming year. And one of the easiest ways to control your finances and to have financial success is to budget. I'm not talking about anything super complicated. I'm not talking about super intense spreadsheets that you're going to have to do. All I'm talking about is simple budgeting that is going to help get your money and spending under control. So what is the point of budgeting anyway? A lot of people I think that only poor people budget, and that's absolutely not true. Yes, very poor people do tend to budget because they have to, literally to make it from week to week and month to month. But wealthy people are far more likely to budget than people in the middle class. Can you believe that? It's actually the middle class that fails to budget and that keeps them from becoming wealthy often. It's the wealthy people that do all the budgeting and who actually look and care to see where their money is going even though they have lots of extra money to spend. So if wealthy people budget, that's a pretty good indication that it's something that all of us should be doing. And it goes to show you that budgeting through all seasons is important. It's not just something that you should do when you're feeling lean after you've had a big spending spree. It's something that you should do all throughout the year, probably all throughout your adult life. It's something that adults do. They keep track of their money, they keep track of their spending. So practical tips for budgeting. I think gone are the years of people having to balance their checkbooks on paper. All of that seems very cumbersome. No one really wants to do it anymore. It's very inconvenient, so people just don't do it at all. What has helped me overcome my lazy complex when it comes to keeping track of my money and budgeting is having a good budgeting app. I mean, you probably already have your banking app on your phone, so you might as well have your budgeting app on your phone as well. That way it's easy, it's convenient, it travels with you. You can do it anytime that you have a spare minute. My personal favorite budgeting app is the Every Dollar budgeting app by Dave Ramsey. I have tried several budgeting apps and this is hands down the best one. I like the layout of it. It is simple. If you get the free version, which is what I have, you do have to manually put in each purchase and each transaction. But if you get the plus version and you buy the app, I think it's just a couple dollars, it can sync with your banking app and automatically enter in all your transactions. However, I find it very gratifying to manually put in all my transactions because it actually keeps me accountable to do my budgeting at least every 2 weeks, if not every week. Whereas I think if it automatically went in, I would not feel the need to really look at what I was doing because my budgeting app was keeping track of it. But the whole point of budgeting is to look at it frequently and see where you are, see how much money you have left in each category. So I really highly recommend getting the Dave Ramsey Every Dollar budgeting app. Now, when you get your budgeting app, the first thing that you should put in your categories is things that don't really change that much from month to month. So this is things like your housing, whether you are renting or paying your mortgage, things like your utilities, your insurance, loan payments, things like that don't really change that much from month to month. These are the basic necessities, things that you have to have every single month. So they sort of take first priority. And then after that, you're going to put in things that have a little bit more wiggle room and things that you can kind of shrink down from month to month. And this is things like food, including eating out, things like your gym membership subscription, Amazon purchases, entertainment, gifts, all those sorts of things that have a little bit more wiggle room and that you can change. They're not the basic necessities of life. And the key to having a successful budget is to having multiple categories. If you only have several categories, then way too much stuff is going to end up falling into the miscellaneous category, and that will destroy your budget. Your miscellaneous budget for the month, I don't think should be any more than $100, and that is generous. You should be able to put everything that you purchase into some sort of category because otherwise there's really no point in keeping track of a budget if you're just going to throw everything into the miscellaneous category. So to give you an example of what we budget for our family, I'm not going to talk about the things that are sort of set in stone, like I said, your housing, your utilities, your insurance payments, things like that. Hopefully you've already looked into getting the best price for all of those things. And by the way, if you are struggling with your housing payment, make sure you check out my video about house hacking. I'll link it up here below and in the description. But otherwise, right now I'm going to focus on the things that you can change month to month. So The first thing in that category being your food. Now, first of all, you need to have a separate eating out category as to your grocery category. And inside my grocery category, I fit both my groceries / consumables. So anything that I am frequently having to replenish in the house. So that includes things like paper towels, toilet paper, cleaning supplies, anything that I'm basically going to be buying at the grocery store fits into that category. I think a good place to start is about $100 per person in your family per month. And if you're only 2 people living in the house, I think you should probably keep it to about $300, just because all those consumables do tend to add up. Even if you only have 2 people living in the house, it's very difficult to keep it to $200. So I think $300 is a good place to start, and then up from there as you add more people into your house. But about $100 per person per month. And you want to break that down weekly. How much do you have weekly to spend? So if you're like us and you have 2 adults, 1 baby in the house, you're working with $300 per month, which breaks down to about $75 a week. So I have $75 a week to buy all my groceries and my consumables. And I make that work by shopping at inexpensive grocery stores. I pretty much exclusively shop at Aldi, and then occasionally I go to Walmart for the things that I can't find at Aldi. But that's just an example, whatever your budget can work for with food, that's just what we do. Now, pretty much everything else in our budget can fit into an escrow category, where you have a monthly budget fit for that category, and anything that you have left over at the end of the month should be going into a separate escrow account. I really highly recommend that you get a separate escrow bank account. The reason that you need to have a separate escrow bank account from all your other accounts, from your savings account and your checking account, is because it's too easy to look at how much money you have between your savings account and your checking account and think, oh great, we have $10,000, $20,000, $5,000, whatever, and not realize that maybe $2,000 to $3,000 of that money is actually already spoken for. It's as if it's already been spent, because it's supposed to be going somewhere either at the end of the year or quarterly or biannually or whatever. And so many things actually fit into your escrow account. Things like gifts, especially if you're in a big family like mine. Almost every month, or certainly every other month, there's 1 to 2 birthdays that we need to be buying gifts for. So it's very important for us to set aside that money each month, even if we aren't spending it that exact month, so that we have enough to put towards gifts / Christmas. And if you have a big family, I think you should have a separate, complete category just for Christmas. Other things that people forget to put towards their escrow account are your yearly fees. This could be things like your gym membership fee, your Amazon Prime fee. If you have a credit card, there's usually a credit card fee at the end of the year. So a lot of companies will get you to sign up for something because the monthly payment is so low, and you don't even realize that at the end of the year there's maybe a $100 or a $200 fee that kicks in. So really every month you should be putting aside the monthly payment for that category, and on top of that, several dollars to go towards the fee at the end of the year. Another example of how much we particularly budget for our house maintenance, we put aside about $250 a month towards our home maintenance. And that may sound like a lot, but last year we had our AC unit break. So now we definitely make sure that we set aside plenty, so we're not having to dip into our savings every time we need to fix something on the house. Other things that you should set aside for are your car maintenance. Now, even if you never have anything majorly go wrong with your car, everybody needs to get oil changes several times a year, and you need to replace your tires every several years. So those are things that you need to be setting aside for, in addition to when things go wrong, things break. So I recommend setting aside $100 to $200 per vehicle in your family every single month for when those issues happen, and to take care of those maintenance things that you need to get done. I'm not going to go into specifically what we spend in every single category, but the other things that should be going into your escrow account are things like your entertainment. Yes, you should have a monthly budget for your entertainment, but say you set aside $100 a month for entertainment. If you only spend $75, you want to put that extra $25 into your escrow account and keep track of how much that is, so that at the end of the year, if you have, say, $200 saved up, you can either have the choice of putting that towards savings or you have the choice of doing something extra special at the end of the year. And this is a great thing to do for nice dates, by the way. Other things on the list are your clothes, haircuts, vacations, cosmetics. And then a big one for us this year is home improvement, because we did buy a house that was a fixer-upper and we are putting money into our house almost every month. But whatever we don't spend on a particular month, it goes into our escrow account so that the next month, if we decide to do something a little bit more expensive, we have still budgeted for it and we still have money set aside. And again, the budgeting app that I recommended makes this all super simple, super easy. You do not have to get onto a computer. You don't even have to get onto your laptop. If you don't want to, you can do everything right on your mobile phone. So hopefully that gives you a great start to your budgeting for the year 2020. And if you want to see any more videos like this or you have any questions, make sure you let me know in the comments below. Hit the like button and subscribe. I am the House Hacking Mom. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.